Hi friends, my name is host Eric. I'm the host of Talking with Famous People and typologist of YouTube. Tonight I'd like to present to you the Crocodile River story, which is a famous story used in philosophy classes and whatnot. It's normally thought to be revelatory of an individual's morals, what kind of morals they prioritize, you might say. But it serves very well in terms of providing information about a person's values, be they instrumental or absolute, that may link to cognitive functions in various interesting ways. I'm very interested to see if people have an answer to this question and the justification for their answer. So basically the question you're being asked is, which of these characters has acted least honorably or has been most bad? Okay? Here's the scenario. Abby is dating Barry. Between them is a bridgeless, croc-filled river. Carl has a boat and an offer for Abby. Dennis is Abby's friend. He could get her across the river. He's got a boat. Ernie is Abby's friend, but he also has a crush on her, and he lives on the same side of the river as Barry. So here's what happens. Abby's dating Barry, like I said, and they haven't seen each other for quite a long time. She really wants to go see him. She's in love, so she goes to Carl and says, hey, how much is it to get across the river on the boat? I want to go see Barry. And Carl says, it's 20 river dollars. And Abby says, I can't afford that. I can't afford that. And he says, well, I'll tell you what. If you sleep with me, then I'll give you a ride for free back and, over and back. And she goes, I am appalled. I would never do that. And so then she goes to her friend Dennis and says, hey, Dennis, you've got a boat. Can you please give me a ride across the river so I can see my boyfriend Barry, whom I miss so terribly? And Dennis goes, well, I would, but since you told me the story about this dealings with Carl and stuff, it's not really my place to interfere with whatever Carl's got going on, so I'd really rather not get involved. So frustrated, she goes home and asks around, but there's no way that she can seem to raise the money anytime soon, so after much consideration, she goes to Carl and says, okay, fine. And they do the deed, and he transports her across the river. When she arrives, oh, Barry, I love you, so good to see you, but I have to confess something. I used my body to gain passage across the river that I might see you. And Barry says, you did what? Be gone, filthy whore. I want nothing to do with you any longer. Now, of course, poor Abby is crushed. She's given up her virtue to go see this man, and he's abandoned her and valued her sacrifice not at all. So she goes and talks to her friend Ernie, who lives on the same side of the river as Barry, and tells Ernie her sob story. And Ernie has a crush on Abby anyway, and so he goes and saves the day by knocking on Barry's door. And Barry answers the door, and Ernie says, you're gonna get your due, mister, and punches him and beats him up. Now, which of these characters is the least honorable or behaved the worst, and why is the question. And I think I'm going to do a second part of this after I look at people's comments. I'm going to do some analysis of hopefully more comments than I did in the last one. I'll do a longer video. I'll address more people's comments and do an analysis of what it might be revelatory of. Now, obviously, doing this in text and stuff makes any kind of scenario like this much more gameable than if I'm doing it in real time talking to a person, which makes me want to remind you that I am having a Christmas sale. Only $50 to do a typing session with me. You don't have to record or publish. That, at least half the people don't publish. You can record and share privately if you want. I do that for a good number of clients, and it's a great deal. You're not going to get this kind of deal persist for long, but it is from now until Christmas. PayPal me $50 to my email address, which is my name, Eric Strauss, backwards at gmail.com. So ssuartscire at gmail.com. SSUARTSCIRE at gmail.com. That's my PayPal address and my email address. just PayPal me the $50 and then I'll follow up. Put your email in the PayPal message. I'll follow up and say what day and time do you want. I'll confirm it. I'll put it on the Google Calendar. I'll send you the invite. You get the Google Meet link. It's smooth as gravy. I've already booked 4 of these things since I made the sale. Seems to be working. So anyway, hopefully you'll be enticed by this advertisement to do so as well. And hopefully this question has enticed you to leave a comment sharing who you think the worst person is and why. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese. Yada, yada, yada.